Hey everybody, Tim and Miranda here for today's review of Doctor Who, story number 216, Vincent and the Doctor. Who is it?
I love this episode for one.
But who is it? I don't know who Vincent is. Who's Vincent?
Vincent Van Gogh.
This
whole entire episode, which I feel like that's why Tim ranked this one so low, is because they say Van Gogh.
So I looked.
I can't even do it.
I looked it up. There are 3 ways to say it. So if you cannot tell, Miranda and I are Americans.
Are we?
I wonder. So I don't know. I legitimately do not know. This is 100% serious. Here in America, we do say Vincent Van Gogh. Growing up, that is all I had ever heard. It was literally like 2009 or whatever when this episode first came out, and I was like, oh God, I think it was my friend Mist, and I was like, what is this bullshit? And he's like, yeah, that's a thing. And I looked it up. According to the Google, there are 3 ways to say his last name. G-O-G-H.
Yep. There
is Van Gogh. Mm-hmm. So you say it like G-O, go. There is
like we do in America.
There like a G-H sound, or like you pronounce the G-H like an F, Van Gogh, which is mostly what they do in this episode. Mostly. Vincent Van Gogh. And then there is a CK sound. So like, think of like the Loch Ness Monster. It rhymes with lock. So it's Vincent Van Gogh. Which is more of how they say it in the museum. Bad. So like Amy and the Doctor more say the goth
sound.
But then in the museum they more say the gawk.
Yeah.
So Vincent Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh, and Vincent Van Gogh. What the fuck? Vincent Van fuck off. That's what it is.
So I've always loved this episode. Like even when I originally watched it, like which was a while back and stuff, like this is one of those like very, very, very memorable episodes.
It is.
That like just the whole episode is
because they don't know what the fuck they're saying. It's hard to forget that.
But that's not it. Just the way that the episode plays out and like how like sad and everything it is at the end. It makes it memorable. And so when we were basically rewatching it and stuff, he just couldn't get past the goth thing.
So again, like being an American, like I can completely respect differences in culture, but in the same instance, like I will respect that there is a difference, but me being in the culture I am, I'm also not going to change it.
Yeah.
So like, for example, most people would call this like Series 5. No, we live in America, it's Season 5. I understand they might call it Series 5 where they are.
Yeah.
Where we are, it's called a season. Torch, flashlight, crisp, chips, biscuit, cookie, chips,
also
fries. Like that's, you want to call it Van Gogh, go for it. It's not a fucking Klingon dish, but go for it. I'm still going to say Vincent Van Gogh.
Right, we're going to move past
I can't fucking do
of his name real quick, just to give you like an insight on the episode. So they go see Vincent, some of his paintings and stuff. There's a monster that like shows up in one of his church paintings.
Real quick, I'm gonna interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before they get there, I do Bill Nighy, who is one of my favorite actors. Yeah. Big actor. Love Actually, Underworld. Like the dude has been around forever.
He's a museum.
And he's the museum
curator.
And fantastic. Like he even as the curator, museum guy, he does such a good job, especially in the end scene.
Oh yeah, the end scene for sure.
Where, like, I mean, you're so distracted by Van Gogh. I'm just jumping straight to the end.
No, you're good.
Like, you're so distracted by Van Gogh being emotionally overwhelmed.
But it's not even, like... But I feel like this episode, once you watch it, like, the curator, like, that last scene...
Bill Nighy
distracted by him.
Is actually so much better. Where he's like fumbling and like, and the Doctor's like, spit it the fuck out. What do you think? He is the greatest artist of all time.
Yeah.
And Bill Nighy is such a great actor.
Yeah.
And just absolutely steals.
I agree with that too.
Like you said, the first time I saw this, I was 100% focused on Van Gogh. I'm gonna get teary-eyed. I was 100% focused on Van Gogh.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so good. Like, it's because you feel for him.
Oh,
because
yeah,
this whole episode, whether you notice it or not, is about mental illness.
Yes.
And that's what's the beauty behind it, is it's about mental illness, but it doesn't say it.
No.
And
it gives like subtle hints.
And it's only those who have kind of dealt with mental illness that are kind of like, I recognize that.
Yep.
Like, I know what they're talking about. Everybody else is like, oh, he's sad. No. There is something there. Yeah. And so the first time you ever watch this, you're so focused on Van Gogh, and he's just emotionally like, I am remembered.
Yeah.
Which, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, is all you want in life.
Yeah. But, especially with how this episode goes, because the whole time, it's basically everybody just saying that Vincent sucks. He shouldn't be alive, all this other shit. And that's what he's like telling himself is, hey, maybe I shouldn't be alive. Maybe I shouldn't be here. And then you get to that end scene where the doctor's like, nope, we're going to the future. Let me show you what you've done to this world. Like what you have shown everybody, what you have created, how much like you have impacted everyone's life just by your paintings. And that's that end scene of them showing that, especially the curator talking about it, saying, hey, this dude impacted so much in this whole entire life. Like, he is the greatest.
And that's where the second viewing of this episode, Bill Nighy, is so, like, breathtaking. Yeah. Where he's like, he can't even form the words of how powerful Van Gogh has inspired him.
How much his art has inspired him.
So for me, to kind of twist it, I'm a Leo, make it more about me, whatever. And also, I mean, and keeping it on the same subject, Van Gogh killed himself. Yeah. For me, that is Robin Williams. Robin Williams is like the most like actor who has ever touched me for any movie ever made, comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi, anything. And then, like, again, like, if for whatever reason, I mean, I know what Robin Williams looks like, but, like, if for whatever reason, like, a young one popped up, and they were like, so what did he do for your life? Like, you don't have the words, and then he's like, you gotta spit it out. It's like, he has literally done more for me than anything. He's for me, Robin Williams is the only actor that I ever cried about. Like, I've been sad when actors have died, but Robin Williams is the only one that I had to sit down. I was emotionally wrecked. And so to see Bill Nighy do that, where he was like, and then when Van Gogh, like, hugs him, and you're just like, oh my God, like, he doesn't even understand. He's being hugged by Van Gogh.
Yeah, but still, like, at the end of this episode, like, when they go back to the museum, and Amy's like, but he still ended up killing himself. And the doctor's like, there's certain points in time that even showing Van Gogh how much he has done for this world and stuff, and he still ended up with the same fate that couldn't be changed.
Which kind of goes back to the mental illness thing.
Exactly.
Like,
and like Amy just is like, but you showed him how great he was. Why didn't he understand that? That's a thing. Which
is also part of the reason why I brought up Robin Williams. Yeah. Whereas, like, people are always talking about, oh, like, you can tell who's depressed because they're sad.
No.
The people who laugh the loudest can also be the saddest people. Yep. Like, most people, when they think of Robin Williams, think of him as a comedian. I mean, he did a lot of fucked up movies, like drama and horror and stuff. But he was depressed. And
even with
Van Gogh, like, he even showing this is your future, so it gave him peace of mind knowing he'll live on. But he won't be there for that. He still has to live in the now, which is bartenders kicking him out, saying you're garbage. So,
but people with depression. So, I've been through depression and stuff. Like, we're really good at faking it. People with depression are really good at faking it. That we live to make other people happy, not ourselves. So, like, you will never know. Yeah. Like, like with Robin Williams, like the people that laugh the loudest. Yes, that is exactly it. You will never know who or what they're going through. Honestly, like it's a thing.
Yeah, and that's one of those. This episode was really powerful. Yeah, it was really good. It was. And then now I'm gonna take a giant shit on it. I'm sorry. I don't like to be the guy, but I'm gonna be the guy. I hate the historical inaccuracies. The fact that he has 2 ears pisses me off. It's
I don't know how many times I heard that through this whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it would have been so easy.
This episode.
It would have been so easy to CGI See, I can't even hear you.
about
What?
it. Shut up.
What? Like, I don't know. And the fact that, like, I've Googled it, and also, like, was there a reason? There is nothing I can find online where a Doctor Who writer, producer, actor, showrunner, nobody has any reason for, like, we said fuck it. Because this takes place in, 90? And he cut his ear off in 88. Yeah.
Which is funny, because we actually had to look that up, because I was really hoping that, like, it
was a little bit after.
Yeah, that they made this like before he cut his ear off, like
it would have been at least 2 years after,
to try to make it accurate, and they did not. Like the year that they said that this was taking place was 2 years after. Because even that he cut his ear off. So.
Even the name pronunciation, I can get around because it's a cultural thing. Whatever. There's literally no good reason why he has both ears.
Because it's a fake fucking show.
Is it though?
That's why.
Can you prove that?
It's not real. So, I feel like it doesn't 100% need to be.
But literally, like,
accurate.
if they had only had him have just one ear, not even referenced it, literally just put like a green sleeve on it, boom, gone. I feel like it would have just boosted my ranking for this, just that little bit.
I gave it a 10, and this one gave it a 7.
I don't even remember that, so...
The ear, and I'm assuming because of the pronunciation. And that's really it, because
the pronunciation I can get around.
This was one of the best episodes I've watched, so... I actually feel like this is the only one that I gave a 10 out of all the episodes.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever given Doctor Who a 10. Yeah, I love Doctor Who, and I still...
Yeah, but apparently we can't get past the ear. So it's...
Anywho, get it? Any other closing thoughts for Vincent and the Doctor?
Yeah, get past the fucking ear and give this one a 10. Please.
That's like making a movie about the Titanic, but they make it to New York. Like, fuck it, just get over the iceberg. That doesn't need to be there. It's important. Real quick, if they made an episode about an artist or somebody that you cared about, who would it be?
That I cared about?
Can't say that Vincent, because we already got there.
I don't know. I feel like a Michelangelo episode would be really good.
I would love for them.
I don't know like a lot about him, so like, but I still feel like it would be really good.
I would love for them to do a Michelangelo episode. My favorite piece of artwork ever, I actually have a replica right there.
Weird.
Is the statue David.
Grab that.
My favorite piece of artwork ever is the statue David that I have a little mini replica of. Look at that. Or censor it. Boop.
Do we actually need to censor it? You can't even see it with the glare, but okay.
Tiny. And how awesome would it be, especially if it was 11 still?
I feel like a lot of
where David had been like the Doctor was the inspiration for David.
Yo, that'd be hella tight.
Because especially like Matt Smith being young and skinny and stuff. Tight. Like if he was like, okay, now get naked and hold a because it's supposed to be like David and Goliath, so it's supposed to be a slingshot. Like get naked and hold the slingshot, and the Doctor was like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Slingshots are cool.
But
yeah. So anyway, so I agree. Michelangelo would be nice. Okay. Any closing thoughts? Anything? Nope.
No, that's it.
Okay. So for those who've seen it, go ahead. Let us know what you thought about Vincent and both of his ears and his last name, Bill Nighy, everything. We didn't even talk about the alien because who gives a fuck? It's all about Vincent.
Yeah.
The invisible alien.
It's fine.
Yep. Go ahead. Let us know. We did cover a lot of serious talks about like mental illness and stuff, and I don't know, she doesn't check as much, but I am always looking at my comments.
But Tim will tell me
if you guys need to talk.
Yeah.
Well, if there's ever anybody who needs to talk, like especially we are like completely judgmental free. Like trust me, the shit I've been through, the shit she's been through. So people just who need to talk. So thank you guys, and we will see you guys next time for The Lodger.